Welcome back to school. Isn't that exciting to go back to school and then it's online? Oh my goodness. Well, obviously, my name is Mr. Carlson. I've had many of you before. There's just a couple that I have not had. So I'm introducing myself for the first time. I'm Mr. Carlson. I'm your trigonometry teacher, and boy, I'm super excited. All of you, I just looked at my class roster, by the way, and let me just say this. If we were actually on campus, if we were truly on campus, this would probably be my favorite trig class because I saw all the faces and all the personalities that would be in this class. It's a rather large class, but man, it would be amazing. So kudos to you for just being you. I'm dead serious. I've had a lot of trig classes. I'm pretty sure this one would be my favorite if we were on campus, but we're not on campus. We're doing it online, which is great. I advocated to do trig online, even though Mrs. Mace probably didn't think it was a good idea. The reason why I wanted to do it is because I love trigonometry. Many of you have heard me talk about this in Algebra 2. It is literally my favorite math class by far. It is one of the many reasons why I actually became a math teacher is this class right here. So you get the best of the best, Carlson. Maybe not the best teacher. Clearly, I fail at a lot of different areas, but you get the best Carlson teacher right here in Trig. At least I think so. Maybe, I don't know. I guess you'll decide. So this video is going to be hopefully not really long, but if it does become long, you can skip through whatever you want. I'm going to explain this kind of thing, just the introduction, who I am for those of you who are new, and kind of the classroom expectations. What are we looking at when we say everything's going to be online? What is that going to entail? I'm going to explain that. I'm going to go through the syllabus. That's probably going to be the bulk of what we're going to be doing because I do want to go through almost, not actually, but almost line by line of the syllabus. You will receive an email, which you found this video using that email, of the syllabus in the PDF format file. I want you to review that with your parents. I'm going to show you what that means in a little bit, but yes, we are going to go through the syllabus as a whole. And then puzzle activities. Trigonometry at its finest is simply a puzzle. I mean, that's really what it is. It is just a big, fat mathematical puzzle. Okay, all of you are in trig. Most of you, I shouldn't say all of you. Most of you are in trig because you actually wanted to take this class. Some of you are in trig because you were just put here and you're like, what the junk? Dude, I totally get it. But I don't want you to drop because my failure rate for trigonometry is shockingly low. Out of the 100-some kids I've probably taught, 100, 125 kids I've taught since I've become a teacher, I've had anywhere from 20 or so kids in the classroom to about 40 kids in the classroom. My failure rate is less than 4% out of all those kids. And for a trigonometry class, I mean, that's almost unheard of. Okay, so I only have usually one or two fail each class. But that's because, unfortunately, they just didn't want to be in that class and they didn't take in the work. They didn't take the work seriously. I don't see that happening for any of you. Let me just say that. That's what makes, when I'm looking at my roster, I'm like, wow, this is a really strong class because all of you are really strong in your math skills. All of you are super motivated in one way or another. And so I'm so thankful that you're here. Please don't drop because I would be extremely sad. So let's get started into this puzzle. All right. I like these quotes. Obviously, you're not going to find a seat. So if you see anything crossed off, it's because you're not on campus. I like these quotes, but particularly I like this one. The good mathematics is not about how many answers you know, but about how you behave when you don't know. Many of you had my class before, so you may have seen this quote or maybe forgot it, but this is probably one of my favorite math quotes of all time. I mean, truly, it's amazing. You go through life not knowing all the answers. And I think we instinctively know this, right? But then when we get to math class, we're like, I need to have all the answers. Why? That makes no sense. We are all learners, and sometimes we don't know the answers. It takes experience in practicing the problems over and over and over and over again, and some sort of intuitive level to attentiveness to detail in order to actually get the math problem right. We ought to look at math like that. If I don't know a question, I'm not going to be all flustered. I'm going to simply just be like, okay, I don't know. And I'll figure it out. And that's what I can promise you. So I'm not going to go through this slide too much because most of you have already know me. And so obviously I love Spider-Man. Remember, this is my cat's Lucy. She almost died actually this summer, to be honest. I'm not even joking you. So she had liver failure. A cat, when we moved down to CG, I know, it's awful. CG, we're in here. We're actually committed. Not really. I'm making plans already to move out. But when we moved, she got really sick. And this is my favorite cat. If you know me at all, you know I love this cat way more than this cat. Her name's Jazzy, short for Jocelyn. This is Lucy. Love Lucy way more. She's way more fat. She's way more fluffy. She's like a live stuffed animal. I mean, amazing. And she almost died. So we saved her life twice because she was adopted. So we saved her life once. She was on the street. And we said she should be super grateful. And what did she do? She just complains the whole time. Freaking cats, but I like them. I play guitar, for those of you who don't know. I've been playing for a long time. Love Spider-Man, obviously. This is my favorite mathematician, my wife. This is my favorite equation. It comes from Leonard Euler, which is right here. That's him. And then I have a degree at Clarkson University. It's a small college near Scranton. I have actually 2 degrees from there, math education, secondary math education. So I actually am certified to teach math, FYI. And then theology and philosophy there. So interesting fun fact. Let's get to the syllabus. This is actually a summary. So if you don't want to hear the summary, if you just want to know the big picture stuff, then just kind of skip a little bit ahead because I will go through the actual syllabus almost line by line. Right now, I'm just going to go through the summary here for those of you who don't know. But if honestly, most of you have had my class before, so you already know all this stuff. I should have said online classroom expectations to start because it is online. This is what's going to look like. I'm going to try to do this very brief. Every single Monday, you will receive a Google Classroom post. I mean, a gigantic, big, fat Google Classroom post. It will have basically a template, a scheduled template, a suggested outline of what you ought to do each day of the week. Do you have to follow this outline? No, because I will have everything unlocked, all your assignments unlocked on MathXL, which is the program that we're going to continue using. For those of you who had my classroom before, we're going to continue using MathXL. Everything's going to be unlocked. That means homework quizzes, tests, everything is going to be unlocked and ready for you to go on Monday. The difference, though, is it's all going to be due on Friday. So every single week, I will post something, a big suggested template with all the PowerPoints I go through, all the videos I'll go through, going through the PowerPoint just like this. And I'll post that on Google Classroom. And then basically, it's up to you guys to go to MathXL and complete that by Friday at 4 p.m. So I will say that again. All assignments, all tests, all quizzes, no matter the week, due Friday by 4 p.m. But it will be open, all of it will be open on Monday, so it'll give you that whole week to kind of stretch yourself and see if, okay, maybe I can do this on Monday, maybe I can do this on Tuesday, or you can just follow the template I suggest for you. That's cool too, because that's the basic classroom expectation. I expect you guys to be checking in with me also every single day. Every day. Okay, let me say that very clear. Every day, I will expect you guys to be on the Google Meets on the scheduled class time, the email that Mrs. Mates and admin already sent out. I want you to be on there as much as possible every day so I can take attendance. Because guess what? That's a thing now. So it's not going to be like quarter 4 where you check in with your teacher once a week. I want to hear from each and every one of you, either through Google Meets, a Google form, which I'm going to show you later, or through email, or through you just working on MathXL, like I know you're working. I want to know that you're doing something every day. Okay? Is that clear? So that means I really do want to hear from you guys. I'm excited to hear from you guys. My favorite Trig class. Policies, nothing's really changed. I mean, just take care of your Chromebooks. I know most of you have the Chromebooks. Technology policy is the same. Don't cheat. That's probably a strong policy. Obviously, you guys will cheat. It's math online. Like, what the junk? It's basically free game. But if any parents are listening to this, I strongly urge you to pay attention to your child's phone. And if you want to know any of the websites that they may or may not access in order to cheat, I will tell you all of them. Because remember, kids, I was a student once too. And I also look at them as well, just to keep up with the game, you know? So don't cheat. Policies, other policies would be like be respectful during Google Classroom meetings, Google Meets. Just be respectful, keep your mic off. I would like to see your video on so I can see your guys' face. I'm not going to require it, but at least if I hear you and I hear that you're okay and you're not dead, that would be great, right? Procedures, I kind of already explained it, so and I'll explain more on the syllabus. Here's the bulk assignments though. And if you've had my class before, you're like, oh, nothing's changed? Yes, nothing's changed. Homework quiz, 10 out of 10, 5 questions, usually. Trigonometry is its own kind of beast, and we'll get into that in a little bit, but sometimes I have that homework quiz at 25 minutes, 30 minutes, sometimes 35 minutes, 3 questions sometimes, because it's just, they're harder questions. I mean, it's an upper level math class, so yeah. Daily quiz or Friday quizzes, we'll probably have homework quizzes about twice a week, 3 times a week, not even more than that. Friday quizzes, 50 out of 50, 10. I think you only have 2 quizzes actually in the whole quarter. So when I say Friday, they're not every Friday. So don't freak out. It's just about two Fridays of the whole quarter you have quizzes on. And that's it. And then you have 3 tests, okay? And they're spaced out about every 3-4 weeks. Sometimes there's 1 unit that's 2 weeks long. If you're interested in honors, as I see all the roster on my class, I'm like, wow, I'm going to have a lot of, like a junk ton of honors. And that's perfectly fine. I want you guys to take honors. Okay, so if you're interested in honors, I'm going to show you that on Google Classroom in a bit. I just need your parent and guardian to email me. That's all. And then I can sign you up for honors. I'll get into that more. That's going to be due on Friday. Obviously, I'm not handing them out. And then sign syllabus, I'm going to show you what that means by sign. You're not going to sign it, obviously, right? You're not going to sign it. What you're going to do is you're going to fill something else out, a Google form. And this is going to be due, this Google form, it's going to be due 8/5. But, I mean, if you're watching this video and if you're already on Google Classroom by the time you watch this video, you might as well just fill out the form and get it done Friday because it's that simple. It's that easy. So I encourage you all to do that syllabus signing. I'll show you what that means in a bit. Friday, okay? When you get this video. It's Thursday right now, but you get the picture. Okay? Review with the parent and guardian. I'm going to literally go step by step. So before we get into the puzzle activities, I am going to go through the syllabus along with Google Classroom and everything. Okay. You ready? Solid. Let's do it. So you'll see this syllabus. It'll be in PDF format. First things first, you'll see something that is like this. You're going to click on this. It's also on Google Classroom, so if you somehow can't click on it, whatever, just go on Google Classroom. I'll show you what that is. This is the syllabus acknowledgement form. Many teachers are doing this. Your email students, I need you to select trigonometry, your student name, parent guardian information, stuff like that, parent phone number, what's the best method of contact. Most of you already have computer internet access at home because you have Chromebooks and stuff. I like to still have it here. And then just say yes or no. I mean, you can say no, but that's a problem. I'm going to have to report you to MHP's administration if you say no. So maybe you just say yes and everything will be good. Just say yes. But yes, please read through the syllabus. I'm going to go through a lot of it in a bit. So I hope that's clear. This is the thing that you should be doing probably even right now. I mean, you're probably having the syllabus already pulled up before I go to it. Might as well fill out this form right now so I can get it and I can count you present for the day because we're really not doing anything when you get this video. Okay, my email, here's my email. Send me an email literally anytime you want. I mean, I'll probably answer. I know they're like, oh, protect your time, teachers. I'm serious. I really, really want you guys to succeed. I want you guys to succeed so much so I'm willing to respond to you at 1 o'clock. I mean, if I'm up, but more than likely I am up, and I always check my email before I go to bed, usually. So I will respond, even if it's like, hey, I'm going to respond in the morning, I'll probably say that, okay? Or if this can wait into the morning, but just use my email, contact me whenever you need. The phone contact, this is going to be determined, TBD, because we're kind of changing phones. So if you still have a Google text from me, I probably won't respond to that, but I'll change it and I'll let you guys know. Here is the Google Classroom information. Before I actually show you what the Google Classroom is soon, that's what it is. 76JNCGI. Go for it. Go on Google Classroom. Here's a Google Meets link. All you have to do is click on this. It's going to remain the same. Every teacher now has Monday through Thursday for second period is 11 a.m. to, whoops, that should be p.m. There you go. So 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. That's going to be your basic class time, as if it's like an actual period. So what do? You click on this link, Meet, on your MHP account when you're signed into your email, and I will be there at 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Monday. Obviously, I'm not going to be here for Friday, sorry, but I'm not going to be here for the Friday that you receive this, but I will be there on Monday. This is when I'm going to get you guys set up with Math Excel. For those of you who haven't, I'm going to ask any questions you may have, take attendance, and blah, 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 blah. For extra tutoring times, I have 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. on Friday. I'll be on the same link, okay? And then after this video is done, it will actually be found here, and that's where you guys will actually see this video. So please click on that video. If you're watching this video, you probably already clicked on the video. So that's great. All right, let's get to Google Classroom, because all this stuff down here is just kind of stuff we already know. Here's a course outline. I'm obviously ask questions, guys. If you're not familiar with me, that's my number one expectation. I don't need to reiterate that. This is the login instructions for Google Classroom. Let's get to it. This is what it is. Yay, trigonometry, it looks so pretty. Okay, so don't use this Google Meets. First and foremost, don't use that one. Use the one on the syllabus. And then this is your code. So you can pause the video and go to Google Classroom. If not, that sucks for you, because there's some good stuff here. I'm going to go through the classwork page, but before I do that, the stream page is literally where I'm going to show you all the videos. I'm going to post all the videos for every single week. I'm going to say week 1, suggested outline. You'll see something like that on Monday. It will have the dates and everything listed, essentially, with the homework assignments that are attached to the lessons and everything, and you'll see all the videos. And I'll explain a little bit more about this on Monday if you guys are confused. So don't freak out. Don't worry. I'm here to help you. So let's go to classwork. First and foremost, you'll see your syllabus. So if you don't already have it, you can go here. Here, it's literally right there. And that's the syllabus acknowledgement form that I want your parents to fill out. If you're interested in, like, where's this class going? Like, what the junk am I learning? Click on that. It's a curriculum outline made just for you. For those of you who are interested in honors, which I'm expecting probably quite a few, all you have to do is just email me, have your parent or guardian email me by the end of the first week of class. That's Friday, 8/7, and you'll be considered an honors credit. You can literally drop out anytime if you want. I just highly encourage you not to. But please open this, because it will actually share what I'm expecting you to do, okay? Which really isn't changed, but you can ask a question on Monday. The main part I want to get to is this right here, attendance. I'm going to get a little bit more into this later on the syllabus, but attendance, what I'm expecting, again, I'm expecting just briefly a daily check-in from you in a variety of means, because we are required by the state now to take attendance, okay? Virtual office hours. So I'm going to actually go to this. Here you'll see many, many things. Basically the same hours that I listed on the syllabus. All you have to do is click on this. So it's also here. So great. You don't need to go to the syllabus for that. You can just click here. And then same thing, virtual office hours for Friday for tutoring times and stuff like that. I'll go through that form in a bit, but yeah, just click here. If you can't, for whatever reason, meet Google Meet link at all, if you can't meet up on that time, that's fine. As long as you're working on that day or you fill out this form. What did I click? I clicked on this form right here. And this is what the Google form is. This is another way to contact, basically just tell me that you're okay, that you're not dead. So you just fill it out. It's just your student daily check-in. You answer a couple questions. Let's just say I'm Bob. And then this is Trig. I go to the next one. And it's going to ask you a couple of these things. How are you doing? You're doing awful. Why are you doing awful? I mean, you should tell me why. But how are you doing today? Do you need any help getting with your assignments? Maybe you need help kind of navigating Math Excel. Maybe you need help navigating Google Classroom. Please fill this out so I can kind of get back to you. But it would be easier if you just went on the Google Meet. What's your progress in completing so far in the week? You can say, hey, I'm done. But hey, if you click this, that's perfectly fine. But listen to me. If you get done with everything, because everything's going to be open from Monday through Friday, everything's going to be open. You can technically get done on Tuesday if you wanted. Yes, you could if you went to town. But here's the thing. I still need to hear from you Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday by state law. I still need to hear it from you somehow. And this is the perfect way. If you're done with everything early, fill out this form every single day. And you can just say, hey, I'm done with 100%. Okay, that's great. Now, if you click this 100% and you're not, then obviously you'll be hearing from me. But if you're one of those people who like to just not be lazy and just get everything done, then by all means you can, but you still need to contact me every day. Am I making that clear? I hope. Okay, so how well do you think you're doing in the class? You can be like, doing okay, maybe, possibly. If you're doing like, I need help, then obviously I'm going to try to reach out to you, okay? Is there anything I can help this week? And then concern. So again, if you're not going to meet with me on a Google Meets link, that's fine. I expect this to be filled out though every day. Now, if you meet with me on a Google Meets link, do you need to fill this out? No, you do not. You can if you want, by all means. I'm not going to say no. So I hope that's clear. I'll kind of retouch the attendance issue in a bit, okay? This is the schedule that you've already received by admin. This is the one-on-one support request form. It's basically just click on this if you want to receive time from me personally, one-on-one, designated time between you and me without any of the other classmates available. You can do that on Friday. So if you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know, I can't speak up at all, I don't want to talk, then you can absolutely do this form. Okay, it looks something like this. So, and then you kind of go through it. You would select teacher, I need help tutoring, blah, blah, blah. Okay, and I get notified for that. Okay. Focus notes. We're still doing focus notes. Can you believe it? We are avid. We are still going to do avid-y stuff, which means notes. Whoopsie. So I try to be as specific as possible here in what I want. I do want a summary this time because, I mean, come on, guys. Like, it's online. Like, do a summary. And I also have summary pages now on Trig for you. So you can literally just copy and paste if you wanted. But here's what I'm kind of looking for. And this is kind of a brief rubric. And I usually tell you via comment on here what notes I'm checking. So I'm only checking one notes this upcoming week. Just this one. Does that mean you're going to not take notes on the other lesson that we're going to go through? Because we have 2 lessons and this is only one of them. That means no, like, you still have to take notes on the other lesson, okay? Because it's part of your quiz, which is graded. Okay. So yes, you'll have to submit like a picture and everything for that. That's what I'm saying. You'll have to submit like a picture and everything. That's due on August 7th. So again, if you get done with all the notes by Tuesday of next week, perfect. Take a picture for your focus notes. Don't forget it though. Okay, I'll try to remind you as much as possible. All right, so for those of you who are familiar with Math Excel, still doing the username and login password, I need to know this stuff for for security reasons. So please put that as due August 7th. As soon as you get on Math Excel on Monday, you can do that. Or if you get on Google Classroom, you already know your Math Excel and your code hasn't expired yet, great. Put your username and password right there, okay? And here's some other videos of stuff that we're kind of going through the week. I am going to be reviewing Pythagorean theorem today. I'm going to be reviewing special right triangles on Monday. And then degrees, radians, which you guys all learned in Algebra 2.2. And then this is actually your weekend homework assignment. So I'm going to explain this. Really briefly. You can complete this by all means this weekend. So if you get on Google Classroom, this Saturday, and if you are straight up like ready to go, and if you want to do this, by all means you can do it. It's not due until not this upcoming Monday, but the Monday after that. So it's technically next weekend's homework. Okay, so FYI. It's a little bit different, so you do need to respond to people this time because I want that inquiry. We're at Avid School. I want that inquiry. I want that collaboration. So please respond to other people, and don't be respectful. Don't be a jerk or a troll. But I like this video. It's really short and sweet. So you can do that as your homework assignment. So that's a lot of stuff I kind of just briefly went through with Google Classroom. I hope that all makes sense. If you have any other questions, you can rewind this video. But I'm going to go back to the syllabus. Let's go through Math Excel stuff. Most of you, I'm not going to belabor this because honestly, most of you already had Math Excel in the past. You can pretty much use your same code. If you've had me last year, so if you're from Algebra 2.1, period 1, from last year, your code will expire soon, but you can still get on the class this weekend if you want, okay? And here is, I'm going to highlight here at the bottom, here's that course ID. So if you remember your username and password, that's great. If not, you can email me or I can help you out on Monday, but if you do, then get logged in on that, and then just type in, just go click on your person, click on your name once you're on. It should be the last class that you had with me. Click on your name, enroll in course, and this is the new course. So again, I'll reiterate, if you had me the beginning of last year, quarter 1, period 1 for Algebra 2.1, you had me during that section, okay? And the last class you had with me was quarter 3 before COVID, Algebra 2.2, then you will need a new access code on the 5th of August, according to my calculations, okay? So you can still get on it, but on the 5th, next Wednesday, it will say your codes have expired, your account has expired, and you need a new code, okay? So I'll have to get you a new code, all right? But until then, by all means, get on Math Excel. For those of you who are new, who need a brand new access code, you may have had me. I'm thinking about a couple students in particular. You've had me, but you took, for whatever reason, a year off of math, then you need a new code too. Okay, so if you need a new code, I will give that access code to you on Monday. I'm not giving out any access codes over the weekend. I'm only giving them out on Monday. I will send them to you email when you come into the Google Meet with me on Monday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. Okay, is that clear? But if your account hasn't expired and you can still get on it, by all means, jump all the way down to here and see enroll using your course ID. Just copy and paste that blue number here. Okay? For those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, Math Excel is a great online program that basically is a powerful tool. It will allow you to use a ton of resources. So up here, it's a view an example. It works out an example with you. Help me solve this. Helps you solve examples. It has videos in there and textbook PowerPoints and so forth. And I will say to all those who are familiar with Math Excel and those who are not, I will say this. Last year, I completely redid the trigonometry Math Excel. So I revamped the whole thing. It took me a whole month. I mean, I went through every single assignment, every single honors, and I just completely changed the book. And so now it's way more user-friendly than it was before. It has way better videos on there. It's way more helpful. I mean, I really had the last class that last year for trigonometry, they really liked this trigonometry. They liked it way better than even algebra because it was just a lot more videos, more helpful tips. The view and example was way more helpful in so many different ways. And so I hope that helps you, for those of you who are familiar with it. Maybe take the burden off of scary trig if you want. Okay. First things first, though, I will iterate this on Monday. You need to use your school email. Okay, you need to use your school email by all means. Okay, so I'll reiterate that on Monday with those of you who are kind of getting logged in again and registering and so forth. But until then, I'm not going to go through it. I do need your, like I said, on Google Classroom, I need your orientation done. So when you get on there, there'll be an orientation. Not this weekend. Everything will open up on Monday. So if you get on this weekend because your account hasn't expired, that's great. There's no assignments there until Monday. So, and you'll be like, oh man. Yeah, so sorry. But on Monday, the Math Excel orientation assignment will be up there, and you guys can get started on that. It's a very simple assignment. I am requiring you all to do that assignment because just peace of mind for me that you know what you're doing when it comes to Math Excel stuff. That's due, of course, next Friday, 4 p.m. Okay? As well as your login information. Make sure you give me your login information on Google Classroom, Friday, 8/7 by 4 p.m. Okay. It's worth a participation grade. Last, the next class website we're going to be using is Desmos, obviously. Okay, obviously. Those of you who are like, when is the Desmos going to get here? Now. Okay, so this is the calculator we are going to be using. For trigonometry, though, I am going to say Desmos is completely amazing for trigonometry. It is so awesome. I'll be sharing with you tons of links, so don't worry. I will be kind of helping you through how to navigate trigonometry on Desmos, but this is your free online graphing calculator. So those of you who are not familiar with this, that's fine, but then you'll be using Desmos pretty much all the time. But I will say down here, required supplies, I will say if you don't have a TI-36X Pro, it's going to be a lot harder. Okay, this TI-36X Pro simplifies radian measures, degree measures, things that we utilize in trigonometry all the time. It simplifies radicals so much faster. You can put whole equations in there and just solve it for you, trig equations. So I'm telling you, I'm almost requiring you, even though it says recommended, I'm almost requiring you to get it, okay? For those of you who don't know, it looks like this, okay? It's about $20 at Walmart or so. So please get that because it's going to help you out a lot. I mean, Desmos is, come on, it's my baby. I love Desmos, obviously. But some things Desmos just can't do, and the TI-36X Pro down here is going to do it, okay? I'm not going to go through the Google Meets Hangout expectations and all that. You guys should already know that. I'm going to really spend a lot of time here. I'm not going to go through a lot of this because most of you have had me already before. So everything stays the same. I don't grade individual Math Excel assignments, although I am going to change something. Listen, I'm going to change something real quick. So just when I get down to participation, you'll see this. Changing something for online. I don't grade individual Math Excel homework assignments. So if you, except for the orientation, but if you just do like radians and degrees, you don't have to complete that assignment. Okay, not really. I'm not gonna. If you get an 85% on there, I'm not gonna put in an 85% in synergy for a grade. Okay, I don't do that. What I do grade though is the homework quizzes, and the homework quizzes are, like I said, about 5 questions, usually about 20 minutes, 25 minutes on Math Excel. Open notes, of course. Now it's open videos. So you can use my videos if you want to. The first couple of homework quizzes are extremely easy because it's literally just Algebra 2.2 review. They're all things that we did in Algebra 2.2. Now, if you're like, I didn't learn anything in Algebra 2.2 because it was on COVID, then I'm sorry. I'll try my best. Okay, but if you're with me in quarter 3 with 2.2, then it should be good. I say should. Now, if you do that assignment though on time, completed online, on time, and at 100%, you will receive 2 extra credit points on the homework quiz. So let's just say you take the homework quiz, you got a 4 out of 5, which is an 8 out of 10 when I put it in the gradebook. And you totally did the homework at 100% the day before, then that's great, because that means, fantastic, look at you. I can actually round that 8 out of 10 to a 10 out of 10. Congratulations, you just got 100% on that homework quiz. Now, still, we are doing, I'm doing this, so if your current grade in Synergy is an 85% at the time of taking the homework quiz, you may choose not to take the homework quiz, but after week 2. After week 2. So it needs to be after week 2. So the first 2 weeks, we are taking all the homework quizzes. Everyone's mandatory. Everything's mandatory for you to do. But after week 2, if you have like a 97 in the class, then great. You don't have to take the homework quizzes at all. Does that mean you don't do the homework on Math Excel? No. I'll get to that in a little bit. Homework quizzes are not retakeable. I don't care if it's online. They're not retakeable. I'm sorry. You have so many options. I mean, I hate to say it, but you can honestly cheat and still do amazing work. I mean, obviously don't. Yes, don't do that, please. That would be a waste of my time and honestly yours. Don't do that. But it's not retakeable. It's not retakeable in class anyways, and it's not retakeable here. So. And plus, you can use way more resources available to you online. Let's just say you want, for those of you to kind of bring this policy to speed, let's just say you have an 86 and you take a homework quiz, you bomb it. Am I going to put that in the grade book? The answer is no. Absolutely not. Let's just say you have an 86 and you get 100% on it. Am I going to put it in the grade book? Yes, because it would help you. Let's just say you have an 86% in the class, you do a 90% on the homework quiz. Would I put that in? Yes, because that's above 86%, your overall class grade, and so it will help you. So I will not put it in if it's going to hurt you, and I will put it in if it's going to help you. Literally, it's every reason in the world to get an 85% in my class and stick with it. Okay? There are no makeups for homework quizzes. You have the whole freaking week, guys. No makeups. I mean, unless a family member passed away, unfortunately, or some other family crisis I need to know about, have your parent or guardian email me. They must communicate that to me directly, and then we can make accommodations, absolutely. But until I hear that, no retakes, no makeups. For quizzes, it's the exact same thing. I mean, same thing with the extra credit. If you complete the quiz review, 5 extra credit points now towards that 50 out of 50 points. But the quiz review needs to be at 100% before you take the quiz. Same thing for the test review. The unit review needs to be at 100% before you take the test, and so forth. Okay? The final exam, I give you 10 extra credit points for that. Again, no makeups until a parent or guardian says otherwise. Now, here's the thing that I'm changing. Right here. This. So pay attention. For those of you who are expert Carlson kids, because you've had me for literally almost a year now, or more than 1 year. I think some students have almost had me every single year, almost every single quarter that they've been with me. That's crazy. But I am changing this because of online, and I may change it on campus, but this is what I'm going to do. No, I'm not grading individual homework assignments on Math Excel. Okay? So a homework assignment's listed on Math Excel. Am I going to grade it? No, I'm not. But I am going to take the average of all your grades of all the homework assignments, all the homework grades for that week. I will average them and round up to a grade. What do I mean by that? I give you a whole paragraph just so that you know. So let's just say there's a total of 3 Math Excel assignments, and you complete assignment 1 at 100%, assignment 2, 70, and 3 at 80. That means your average percent is roughly 83.3%. I will then round that up to 10 out of 10 points for you on Synergy. Okay? Because you did most of the work. You didn't do all the work, obviously, but you did most of the work. And it averages out to round up to 10 out of 10. So you'll see that on Synergy. Even right now, you'll see week 1, Math Excel homework participation. Okay, that's what that is. All right, it's out of 10 points. Let's just say you score assignment 1, 30%, 2, you score 10%, and assignment 3, you score 0%. Your average would then be 0%. Not exactly, but it would roughly be around, I think it would be like around 20% or so. If that's the case, I'm going to round it down to give you a 0 out of 10. Okay? Last scenario, if assignment 1 is at 50, 2 is at 60, and 3 is at 60, your average percent would roughly be 53.3%. So I round that to 5 out of 10 points. You completed roughly around half your Math Excel homework assignments. So what does this mean? Summarizing it, you will only score either a 10 out of 10, a 5 out of 10, or a 0 out of 10 points on weekly Math Excel homework participation for each week. That's why it says weekly. Okay? And I hope that's clear. That's something that's new that I'm implementing because I can't have you guys just not do any homework assignments, especially if you have a 90% of the class, you're not doing any homework assignments, and you're also not doing the homework quizzes. You're not learning anything. I mean, for real, I don't even know if you're watching my videos, okay? So that's why I'm doing it. So you need to be working on your homework daily, okay? And I'll be here to help you. Focus notes checks, I already went through. Other participation assignments like Desmos activities we will do. We'll also do like discussion post things on Google Classroom and so forth. Avid, we already went through. Tutoring, we already went through. I give weekly progress reports. Should say daily because honestly I do grades daily. And late policy hasn't changed. So there's that. School rules, academic honesty, don't cheat. Okay, seriously, like I know my way. I'm not going to tell you how I know, but I do know if you're cheating on Math Excel, or at least have a strong hunch. And I will be contacting you. And I really don't want that to be awkward. So just do us all a favor. Please, out of respect for me, please don't cheat as much as possible. Don't do it at all. So technology policy, just be careful with your Chromebooks. Okay? Be careful with your Chromebooks. Attendance. This is the last big thing I'm going to go through here, and then I'm going to get back into our PowerPoint, okay? I'm going to briefly explain this, but basically, here's the summary. You guys can read it for yourself, especially parents. Here's the summary. You are accounted for as being present and attentive if I hear from you in some way, shape, or form every day, including you working on Math Excel. So if you don't even want to talk to me or see this beautiful face of mine every single day on Google Meets, then you don't have to, okay? You can just fill out this form if you want. Or you don't even need to fill out that form if you don't want. You can just literally, I can work on Math Excel, though. You can work on Math Excel from Monday through Friday, and I can see that as I'm grading, and that is technically your attendance. Do I recommend that? No. What I recommend is you filling out this form if, and only if, you're not going to be on Google Meets. So if you're not going to be on the Google Meets chat Monday through Thursday from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m., if you're not going to be on there, then I want you to fill out this daily check-in, regardless if you're working on Math Excel. That's just because it's better that way, and I can actually have communication with you. Okay, the only way you're not going to get any sort of presence here is if you're not working on Math Excel and if you're not communicating with me daily in any way, shape, or form. So let's just say I have a student who completes everything on Tuesday. So they're working Monday, obviously. They communicated with me Tuesday. They didn't communicate with me, but they're working. They would be present those 2 days. But then let's just say Wednesday, they fill out the form. Okay, I see that. They're present on Wednesday. They fill out the form on Thursday, sure. But then on Friday, they don't fill out the form. They don't email me. They don't work on Math Excel. I don't know where they are. They're off the planet. You will then lose points on Synergy. I will be grading it, and many other teachers are too. This is different than quarter 4, guys. I want to stress that. It's different than quarter 4. We are actually putting points to your attendance as much as possible. There's many ways in which you can communicate to me. Email, Google Text, this Google form, Google Meets, just working on Math Excel you can do. You can literally do all of that, and it counts for your attendance, and I will put that in the grade book, and you're good. But if you don't communicate with me, or if I don't see you working at all in any given day, you will lose points. Is it a lot of points? No. It's like 1 point out of 5. It's nothing, okay? But still points, okay? And it adds up quickly. So I need to hear from you, okay? Okay. Everything else is pretty much self-explanatory. These are just the grading scale, everything, dishonesty contract. Okay. Take a breather. Take a pause, if you will. I'm going to exit out of this because I don't need it anymore. Take a pause, if you will, and kind of shake it off and just be like, wow, this is a lot of stuff. I know. You have 3 other classes. Some of you even have 4 classes regarding this. I get it. Okay, so we're here for you. Every teacher here is there for you. Okay, so keep that in mind. Let's get started. Do you need to take notes over this? Absolutely not. Puzzle activities. I'm going to show you some patterns. Okay, because I think trigonometry, to kind of get acclimated to the class, it's about patterns. Okay, and so it's going to be really brief, and then I have a really interesting activity for you guys to see if you can do. I'm actually curious to have you email me and see if you can actually do it and you got the actual correct answer. Okay, but before we do that, the prime climb. Now, it says take a few minutes to talk with your peers, your stuffed animals or your your parents here. What do they think? Do they see the same as you? Ask yourself a couple of questions when I show you this picture in the next slide. Why is 1 the only number that's gray? Why do some circles have extra numbers in white? Sections, what do the sections and circles mean? And why are there so many different numbers cut in fractions? These are all questions that we're going to ask, but I'm going to show you this one thing. And I just want you to take a couple minutes, seriously, take a couple minutes and just look at it. See if you can analyze it. See if you can break the code, if you will. Okay? It is a game. I actually do own the game. It's actually really fun. It's full of prime numbers, patterns, mathematical thinking. So ask yourself, just take a minute, pause it if you want. What's going on here? Why is 1 gray? Why do you think? Why is 1, 2, and 3 solid but 4 is not? Why is 5 solid but different color? Why is 6 split in half and that's not split in half? Or that's split in half but same color, but this is split in half and different colors. Now just looking at the 6 numbers, you can pretty much probably deduce that, well, 2 orange times 2 is 4, so you have 2 sections, 2 and then 2 gives you 4, right? And then this is 3, that's green, and then times 2, which is orange, gives you 6, right? So maybe some of you already saw that. But what about 7 and 3? I mean, they're different numbers, but they're still solid. What do you think? And it can go all the way to 20 here. Okay, and so some of you can probably see this pattern very, very nice and easily. And so if you think you have the pattern, you can write it down. But if you think you need a couple more minutes, then just pause it. Pause the video, seriously, pause it and just kind of think about it. And then unpause the video and see if you can get it. So I'm going to tell you right now. 1 is prime, 2 is prime, 3 is prime, 5 is prime, 7 is prime. All the solid colors are prime numbers. Nothing can be divided into it evenly besides itself. And 1 is odd because 1 can only be divided evenly to itself one time. That's what makes it kind of special. So it's a special prime, it gets gray. Okay? And then 15, of course, these numbers, you can start seeing that these are patterns. These are actual multiples in them. So 7 is purple, and then you have 14 that's purple and orange. Well, 2 is orange, right? So 2 times 7 gives you 14, and you have that duplicate there. So many of you probably have cracked that code. It's pretty interesting. Let's see if you can do it something like this, even while my fat face is in between that one, but that's okay. It can go all the way up, but you start seeing new things here, like 22. What's with the 11 here? Well, 11 times 2 gives you 22, 26, 13 times 2 gives you 26, and so forth. 29 is blank, 19 is blank, and 59 is blank, because those are straight up prime numbers. Apparently no one likes 9s. Okay, so this is an interesting game. It is actually a game that you can play in my classroom if you're here. I just never really mention it until trigonometry, but it's really fun. But these are the kind of patterns you see in trigonometry. Okay, so these are other questions. What do you think this math would be used for? What kind of chart would use to help introduce math to young children? Maybe we can use this kind of chart to kind of understand prime numbers and the relationships and so forth. What's the difference between prime and composite numbers? I mean, these are all questions that we can find. And that's what I love about trig. It's just questions. Every single year I teach trig, I learn something new. It's not the same with algebra. Algebra is pretty straightforward, but trigonometry is beautiful. I mean, it's just gorgeous how everything connects. And so I have this little puzzle for you. It's called what's chi, not what's x. This is actually a Greek letter. What's chi? Here's what I want you guys to do. I want you to see all these Greek letters here. And basically what I'm saying is all these Greek letters represent one digit. One digit, not one number, one digit. Okay? One digit, which I guess is one number. But one digit is the best way I can explain it, okay? Each Greek letter represents one digit. And it's full of equations here. What I want to see if you guys can do, and I'm really curious to see who can do it by themselves, just pause the video right now and just try to copy it down and try to see, okay, what is 0? What is 1? What is 2? What is 3? What is 4? What is 5? What Greek letter do these numbers correspond to? That's what I'm asking. Okay, what Greek letter do these numbers correspond to? So go ahead and pause the video and try to figure it out. I'm going to give you the solution right after that. Okay. Let's get started. The first thing, there's so many different ways to go about this, and this is why I love this kind of puzzle, because it's literally what trigonometry is all about, okay? The first thing is this. I would notice this down here, because it's an oddball. Why? Because it has this. You see this right here? It has two of them. With this one, that's one, one. Like, this has two. Now remember, each digit is representative of a Greek letter, which means this is a two-digit number. Which means if it's a two-digit number, what plus itself, when everything else is one digit, what number plus itself gives you a two-digit number? Of course, it has to be 5. So if you said 5 for delta here, then congratulations, you are correct. How I draw my little deltas, actually just like that. It looks kind of weird, but that's delta. That's the first thing I noticed. Okay, so if you notice that, that's perfect. Now that obviously should help us. That means this is 10. So each Greek letter represents one digit. So that means omega here is 1. So I'm going to draw that. And then alpha here is 0. So I'm going to draw that. So far we already have 3. Isn't that great? Now the first thing I notice is that. The second thing I notice is this right here, because it's kind of similar right here. So I'm going to kind of pinpoint this. There's a lot of different ways I can add two one-digit numbers to get another one-digit number. So far I can have 1 plus 1 equals 2. It can follow that pattern. So theta right here could be 1, and lambda, it's an awesome Greek letter, lambda could be 2, right? It could be 2 plus 2 equals 4. It could be 3 plus 3 equals 6. Whoops, kind of died there. Or it could be 4 plus 4 equals 8. And we don't really know which one it is right now, so we're going to use other means to help us. And the thing that I use to help me is this one right here. Why is that? So there's an identity here, okay? Notice how all of these answers are even. No matter if you're adding two odd numbers together, you get an even number. That's what we call number theory. It's just a property of odd numbers. You always get an even number when you add the same thing together. So 1 plus 1, 2 plus 2, 3 plus 3, you get even numbers. So that means here, okay, let's try it out. If theta is 1, let's do it. So 1 times some number gives me the same number. Does that work? No, it doesn't. Okay, it doesn't work. It needs to be something else. So how about 1 times, or sorry, 2, let's go to 2. Let's 2 times some different number gives me the same number if I added them together. That doesn't make sense. It needs to be 2. Okay, and since Yeah, that doesn't make sense. But 3, let's try 3. What about 3 times a different number? 3 times a different number. Does that give me the same thing? Does that work here? It actually does. This could work right here. So 3 times what number, though, can give me 6? If this equation was true, what would that give me? That would give me pi to be 2 here. So 3 times 2, if this is 3, and it's not 3, for right now, we don't know. But if this was 3 times 2, this would give me 6, right? Yeah, it would. Now let's try 4. What if this was 4? If this was 4 and this was 4. Sorry, not 4. I'm not thinking clearly. A different number. So 4 and then a different number. Let's just say 2 here again. Would this give me the same thing I get here for this equation? Yeah, it actually would. It would give me 8 too, because 4 times 2 is 8. So both of these equations could work. So that means theta is either, and I'm going to write off to the side here, that means theta is either 3 or 4. That's what that means. Okay, it's either 3 or 4. But something better, what do you see here? Pi is always 2, right? So that means pi must be 2 here, and that's the next thing I'm going to write down. So pi must be 2 because it's not either or here, it's always 2. So that's great. So we got another one. Okay, now when we start solving this, okay, I kind of know what lambda is, and I definitely know what pi is. So I'm going to go straight to the next one right here. So what if it was 6? So let's just say lambda is 6 plus pi, which is 2, equals beta. Okay, so that means in this case, beta could equal 8. Do we know that for a fact? No, so I'm going to put a question mark by it. Now let's try the other one. So this is one way to do it. Now we said lambda could either be, this right here is lambda, guys. That right there is lambda. We said lambda could either be 8 or 6, right? So let's try 8 then. If I try 8 here and then plus pi, which is 2, that's what we wrote down, and this equals beta. Does this make sense? Well, that would be 10. But here's the problem. Every Greek letter is one digit. One digit. And this is a Greek letter equaling 2 digits. So this can't possibly be it, which means beta is 8. So if you got 8 for beta, congratulations, because that is correct. Okay? Pretty cool, right? I think that's cool. Pretty much all of them start to fall after that. I mean, seriously. Because if that's the case, guess what lambda is then? If it needs to be that means lambda has to be 6. Okay, so this must be lambda here. My pen's not really working here. So if I have to go this route, that means lambda must be 6, right? So I'm going to write down lambda. And if that was 6, that means what is theta? It's not 4. It must be 3. Okay, so that means I can write theta for 3. Now we're left with 7 and 9. Okay, so how do I solve that? Well, let's look. I already know that lambda right here is 6, and I already know that this is 1, so what is mu here? Mu then would be 7. Okay, so I'm going to write down mu. If you remember from statistics, it's mu. So what is 9 or 4? We don't even have 4. Now one of them's chi, that's what we want to find, right? We don't know what this is, so we're trying to find that. So which one is which? Let's try to figure it out. I can go up to this one. Finally, do I have everything here? Sure, I have everything there. So this is 6 plus 3, because that's theta. This equals 9. So my omega, my lowercase omega, is 9. What is chi? Ding, 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 ding. Chi is 4. If you got that correct, awesome. Okay, if you got that correct, awesome. If you did it a different way, great. This is how I would do it because it's the easiest way for me to kind of see what it is. But all in all, that's literally trigonometry. I have one more thing I want to kind of go through. Whoops. So I'm going to erase this. But I do have one more thing I want to go through, and that is just Pythagorean theorem. So I'm going to try to go through the Pythagorean theorem just a little bit with you. But trigonometry, what is it? So these quotes are amazing. I'm not going to go through every single quote, but really all of these basically remind me of trigonometry. And because I just love trigonometry so much, it's great, it's amazing. And so it's just full of patterns and puzzles. That's all I can say. And if you're really interested in staying in this class because you like that, if you're even remotely interested in a Rubik's Cube, I mean, I know one particular student, I know you are interested in the Rubik's Cube. Obviously, you should stay because that's really what it is about. It's really about a Rubik's Cube, trying to dive into that pattern, break it, and manipulate it as your own. It is a concept-based class, trigonometry is. And so before we get into review for this, I'm only going to go through a couple of examples here, but I will say, though, it's a concept-based class, guys. Trigonometry is. It's not like algebra. If you don't understand the concept, you will fail. I don't want to say that on the first day, but I'm serious. Like, if you do not understand the concept well, you will fail the class, okay? You need to understand the concept well. It's very much like that, like statistics. Statistics was very concept-based, so usually if a student likes statistics, they usually like trig. If they don't like algebra, they usually love trig as well. But if you're an algebra hardcore nerd and you love algebra, trigonometry may not be the best class for you. But if you still want to take it, because I still want you to be in it, then let me know. Before I get to this, last thing, I don't want you to drop the class, but if you do feel like dropping the class, please don't take a Math Excel code. So I'll explain more about that on Monday, but I don't want to give a Math Excel code to you if you're going to drop the class. So if you're going to drop the class, please email me. We'll see how many people watch this video, right? Please email me if you're going to drop the class, so I don't have to waste a Math Excel code on you. It is expensive. So with that said, I'm only going to go through a couple of these to kind of brief your memory on the Pythagorean theorem. Now, do you have to do this worksheet? Do you need to turn it in? No. Don't do this worksheet. Okay, don't do it. We would do it in class, but we're not going to do it in class. But I would write down the triangles I'm going to do because I'm going to do 1 and 2 right here, and probably 5 and 6. Yeah, real quick. Because I do want to review some things with Pythagorean theorem with you for geometry and stuff like that. So I still want to review this with you. It's still part of your quiz for next week. You do have a quiz next week, and so on Friday. So yeah. What's the Pythagorean theorem? Well, of course, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. If you're on my channel right now, C squared mathematics, like and subscribe, baby. Or not, you can dislike it. I don't really care. That would be kind of hurtful, though. So a squared plus b squared equals c squared. My c squared is my hypotenuse, which is 13. So 13 squared equals 12 squared. And if you already know all this, feel free to just kind of skip past it, to be honest, and go to the end of the video when I explain some last minute things. So this, of course, is going to be 169. This is 144 plus x squared. I subtract the 144 over, so that should be 25. And x squared, and by now you should know square root, you get 5. So x equals 5 here. Not too bad, right? Now this one too. Now if you're already kind of going through like, 4 squared plus 3 squared equals x squared, because that's the hypotenuse. That's great. You can do that. Please don't. You should know that this is actually a Pythagorean triple. So x, by just looking at it, 3, 5, 4 triangle, or 4, 3, 4, 5 triangle, 3, 5, 4 triangle, whatever. It's 5. 16 plus 9 is 25. Square root that is 5. Okay. For the sake of time, I actually probably won't do that one, unfortunately. Okay. So let's just do this one. 15 squared real quick. This is x squared, and this is plus 13 squared. My pen is being odd right now. 225 is right here. This is x squared, and then this is plus 169. I subtract the 169 to get 56, so I get 56 right here. So x squared. I square root, and then right here is usually when you're like, oh shoot, what do I do? Now remember, these go poofy, and I'm just left with x. X equals what? Well, there's a couple ways to do it. I usually do my factor tree, so 8 times 7 gives me 56. This is 4, this is 2, this is 2, and this is 2. And so these two combine together because it's square root. I hope you guys remember that. And then this will be 2 times the square root of, not 2. The things I have left right here are 2 and 7. So don't forget the 7. So obviously that combines, the 2's combine into 1 outside, but then what's left is 7 and 2, which actually makes 14. So 2 times radical 14. Actually, for the sake of time, this is probably all I'm going to do here. You don't really need to know its converse that much. But I just want to kind of get you familiar with Pythagorean theorem, and we'll review that next week as well too. So, all right. Let's get back into it. You don't need to review this. Okay, so that's all I have. Trigonometry is an amazing class, guys. I really, really want you to stay in Trig. And so please, I'm looking forward to hearing your emails and seeing your emails soon. I miss you guys. I want you guys to be excited about this class. It is a wonderful class. I love it. It's my favorite class. It's one of the reasons why I became a math teacher. So please stay in as much as possible. But if that's just not your style, maybe a little bit too hard for you, because I'm not going to lie, it is hard. It is very difficult. It's harder than, it's probably the second hardest math class, third hardest math class that the MHP has to offer, besides from AP Calculus. But I still look forward to seeing you guys on Monday. So without further ado, if you have any questions, email me. If not, I will see you Monday. There is no other homework besides getting your syllabus acknowledged on the form, get on Google Classroom, and I will see you on Monday on the Google Meets link at 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Until then, I'm Mr. Carlson. Please make good choices. See ya.